From what we covered in the morning, I hope that we have been trying to see how we can do the application or start having that conceptualization in how that applies in our work, in our careers, in the works of our hands, in our destinies, and of course, everything that you have to do. Because the goal, again, as I said, is to take us through that journey of unlocking that high value. Because every single one of us, you listening to me, I don't sometimes I always say, I don't really care what you think about yourself, but you have a groundbreaking idea, you have a high level of value and uniqueness that if you tap into it and know what to do with it, it is going to unlock that influence that you need. Because in this dispensation, influence is not a nice to have, it's a must have. Knowing how to influence your industry, knowing how to influence your nation, knowing how to influence your generation is not a nice to have, it's a must have, right? And of course, knowing how to unlock that value that can lead to you building wealth and creating significant impact is very important. And I said we'll be covering the 7 frameworks or the 7 strategies that if you practice them, you'll be able to unlock this high value, and of course, this influence, and of course, this wealth, and of course, the impact that we're talking about. And in the morning, we covered in detail, extensively, the first strategy, which is the distinctiveness framework. And for those who were not there during the morning school or the morning session, please make sure that you go through and that will help you. But today, we are going to continue with the second framework for me to teach you. Again, as I said, these frameworks are like tools that you need to have them in your toolbox. And the goal is you begin to look at, okay, based on these 7 strategies that I now have, which strategy works best for me? For example, I have different coaching programs I deliver to different people. And sometimes when I talk to somebody during the first call, I get to understand when I look at the person's mindset, where they're coming from, where they're going to. I know that, okay, this particular strategy is going to work for this person. Same for me. I have so many strategies I've developed. You guys will be shocked, but I have about 300 strategies for different things that I've documented. If I want to teach you about strategies on different things in business, dominion, influence, I have more than 300 frameworks that I've documented, I've created, that I can teach for the next 10 years and they will not be exhausted. You see that? So, and they are my tools. So when I'm in a particular position, I start thinking, okay, which framework is going to get me out of here? Because when you read the scriptures, as you guys know, my foundation is the Bible. That's where my wisdom comes from. And when you read the scriptures, anybody God delivered from any season in their life, there was wisdom, there was a strategy, there was a covenant, there was something attached to it. I can give you point by point from Genesis right to Revelation. For Jesus Christ to even deliver you and I from sin into his kingdom of dominion and righteousness, all of that, there was a strategic process to go through. There was a kingdom divine framework established for that to happen and for it to be successful, right? So these things I'm teaching you guys, sometimes my heart is like, even today, this afternoon, I think, was I writing something? I was like, I hope that the mentees get what I was teaching. I just hope that, because there are some things that when you know how it works, you're like, I wish they get it and they implement it. I wish they could see what I see and they could implement it and see the progress that I see that it is going to happen. So we laid a foundation in the morning, and I'd like to talk about it again. And we said that one of the major reasons of me teaching you guys these frameworks is for you to understand how to stand out in your generation. Because I told you guys that your industry, the world, the society, your country, your generation will not reward your sameness, will not reward you being the same like everybody in your generation. You cannot think like everybody else. You cannot talk like everybody else. You cannot behave and act. You cannot do everything everybody else is doing in a generation and expect to lead that generation. Me, I do reverse engineering. What everybody else is doing around me in my generation, I will not do it so I can lead them. It's simple. If everybody's watching television, I'm not going to watch it. I've not watched TV or a movie like in how long? I have no idea how that looks like. If everybody's been on social media for so long, for 3 hours, 4 hours, I'm not going to do what they're doing. Just stop doing what every average person. I have a teaching. I'm going to teach you guys someday the difference between the masses and the elite performers. You cannot behave like the masses and expect to lead the masses. It doesn't work like that. That's where the principle of sameness comes in. And I want you guys to always have this in your mind. The world, your industry will not reward you for being sane. Please don't align with the principle of sameness. It's not for you. If you follow me and you're in this community, everybody else in your family, among your friends, in your community can do what everybody else is doing, but not for you, not you. Not you. You are not permitted to do that. You're forbidden. Says who? Says Joybert. You're forbidden from doing that. Right? Yes. So sometimes you distinguish yourself, challenge yourself, because I will do the opposite of what the masses are doing. Do the opposite so you can lead them. That's the only way you can lead them. Right? So we said that the society, the industry rewards strategic differentiation. Strategic differentiation. One of the studies I did 1 year or 2 years ago, I took time to read and research about the top generational thinkers in the world, in history so far. And then I also read about the top generational thinkers and billionaires in the 20th century and in the 21st century. This is a lot of studies I'm reading, right? And I discovered something about them. And like I said, the highest paid, the most influential, the most impactful individuals are not those who blend in. They are not those who practice sameness. They don't blend in. But they have come to a place where their differentiation and what makes them stand out is that value-driven uniqueness that they have. So the goal is to take us through that journey. And we already saw framework number 1, which was, the framework of distinctiveness. And of course, I hope you're going to practice that. And we're going to look at framework number 2, which is known as, I've codenamed it, the blue flame effect. The blue flame effect. For those who use cooking gas, right? For those who use cooking gas, you know that the hottest flame is the blue one. Do you guys know that the hottest flame is the blue fire? Blue fire is the hottest. If it burns you, you're in trouble, right? So that's where the concept is coming from, the blue flame effect. So the goal here in this framework is to teach you how to power up your core genius. Everybody has what I call a core genius. There's a core genius that you have that is so profound and so unique to you as a person. You have it. If you feel that you don't have it now, it means that you have not discovered it. It's just ignorance and lack of relevant knowledge that is, causing you not to have it. But you have that core genius that is just for you. So, for you to burn efficiently, for fire to burn efficiently and produce results, the fire must be blue flame. So for you to burn efficiently, you need to come to a point where you are most valuable, where your passion meets precision. Now, this is where majority of the society miss out. How do I live life as a professional? How do I live life as an entrepreneur where my passion meets precision? Passion meets precision. Many people are passionate, but many people don't understand how to bring precision to their passion. For many of us sitting here right now, if you're able to bring precision to what you're passionate about right now, you can literally change the quality of results in terms of influence, wealth creation, and impact. right? So the concept here, give me a moment. It was so cold, and then temperature just dropped. It's getting hot. All right. So we're talking about passion meeting precision. So it is not enough for Durance, for Mespa, for Melvis, and all of you to be passionate about what you do. It's not enough because the marketplace does not reward passion. The marketplace rewards converted passion. And not just converted passion, but converted passion that has precision. It is the passion is so precise and so burning that people have no choice than to gravitate to it. People have no choice than to pay for it. People have no choice than to be loyal to it. People have no choice than to demand for it. People have no choice than to just say, you know what, this is the only thing we need right now. You get the concept? Because the passion is so burning and is so precise and is so relevant that it is causing people to gravitate towards you because of the precision of your passion. So there's a level where you are so precise in what you do, you're so efficient at it, you're so effective, you're so productive at it that it causes the people in your market to gravitate towards you. So what am I saying? Most people operate at lukewarm levels. And this is very, very popular, especially in the African setting and in the Black race. Sorry to say, for my research one time, that I would research a lot and ask questions. One time I was doing a study, what differentiates the white from the Black race? Many times the Black race make a lot of noise, but they're very lukewarm. They're very average in the things that they do. So if you are going to be different, you must avoid operating at a lukewarm level. Don't be semi-good. Don't be average. Don't be part of the masses, like I was saying. You cannot produce results like the masses. You cannot produce results like everybody else around you in terms of averageness and expect to be outstanding and expect to be in high demand and expect to command premium, prices or premium opportunities. It doesn't work like that. So most people operate at a lukewarm level, very average level, what I call semi-good. They are not really good at that level. If you put them at a certain global level, they will not stand. They will not meet up. You get a point? And like I always tell you guys, as long as you have a phone and you can get on the internet, your competition is not your neighbor. Your competition is not your colleague. Your competition is not your sister. Your competition is not that, fellow person around your house. Your competition, if you're 30 years old in Cameroon now, your competition is a 30 years old American. Your competition is a 30 years old Japanese. Durance, you run a clinic. Your competition is not the local clinics around you. Your competition is another clinic in Japan, another clinic in Chinese, another clinic in Australia. That is your competition because your mobile phone plugs you into a global ecosystem. So your lukewarm levels of operation in Cameroon is not helping you in any way. It is disconnecting you from tapping into the global opportunities. You see that now? So passion has to meet precision at some level. And here you are not lukewarm, you are not semi-good, but you need to be exceptional at what you do. You need to pay the price to be exceptional. Why is this important? Because I have discovered that the most rewarded people in any industry, follow me carefully, the most rewarded people in any industry, they master their blue flame zone. What does that mean? They understand how to balance their passion and to balance their precision to produce peak performance. So here's how I put it. Passion plus precision equals to peak performance in your industry. But many people are passionate. They're like, oh, I just love to be a nurse. I'm passionate about healthcare. I am passionate about, well-being and weight loss. I am passionate about just passion alone is not enough. It's not going to bring you to the place where you can unlock high value and unlock, influence and unlock impact and wealth creation. But I'm going to break down this framework so that you understand it better. So your highest value, because this is where this is my heart cry, that all of us as professionals and entrepreneurs in this community, we come to a place where we unlock highest values, because that is where there is true influence, true wealth, and true impact. So your highest value emerges. Understand this. Your highest value emerges where deep passion intersects with refined high-level skills. That is when you produce the blue flame zone, where what you are deeply passionate about has that intersection with your refined and high-level skills. So this is where you begin to ask a question like, okay, I am passionate about this industry. That is good. I love to succeed in this industry. This is good. But there's a higher question you have to ask yourself. And what is that question? What are those skills that if I refined, what are those skills that if I develop at a high level, I balance with my passion, I will stand out? Passion and precision, passion and refined skills or high-level skills. Why? Because lukewarm efforts will produce lukewarm results. You see, I have had this experience many times where I'll talk to people that are like, I'm struggling financially, or my career is not growing, or my business is doing this and that, is slow and all of that. But when I talk with the person for a few minutes, I look like, my goodness, this guy is such a lazy, boring, unserious human being. But that same person is complaining about poor results in career, in business, and what they want to do. No. You cannot be an elite performer and you say it that way. So you see people, they have lukewarm efforts, but looking for high-level results. No, lukewarm efforts equals lukewarm results. Simple. Now, here's one of my favorite sayings. Generalists dabbles, masters dominate. Generalists dabbles, masters dominate. Are you a generalist or are you a master in your field? Generalist dabbles, masters dominate. Look, it doesn't matter which country, which city, which town you are. If you're a generalist, you'll be lukewarm and you're going to struggle. But if you're a master at what you do, you're going to dominate. Because the marketplace rewards mastery. So if you are just superficial here and there, you're not going to be a master. You're just going to dabble. You're just going to be a player in the industry. You're not going to be a disruptor. You're not going to be a key stakeholder in the industry. So generalists dabble, but masters dominate. And that's why you need to understand that the market rewards those who go deep, not wide, in their unique genius. Those who go deep. So if Rahul is saying that our goal is to have one of the best private clinics in Central Africa region, where a president someday in our lifetime, not even lifetime, so they can set a big hairy goal that, okay, in the next 10 years, our goal is that in Central Africa, from Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, all of the Central African speaking nations. Our goal is that within the next 10 years, a president will take a flight from a Central African country, fly to Cameroon for us to serve that president. Now, that happens to masters, not generalists, because generalists dabble, masters dominate. Because he's thinking that way because he understands that the market rewards those who go deep. So when he's doing that, he now focuses on how can I go deep in understanding everything that it takes in building a world-class private clinic in Cameroon. He goes deep into that. He asks every question, does out research, knows everything. For example, when I'm teaching you guys, I'll tell you how, okay, 2 years ago, I took time to study, begin to read, the top generational thinkers in history. I read the top generational thinkers in the 20th century, 21st century. One thing, I pay the price and midnight sometimes. Sometimes I will go like 3 months and I sleep 2 hours, wake up, study for 6 hours before I sleep again for 3 hours and wake up and do my day. All of that suffering, good suffering. I love it. I enjoy doing it, right? It's because I want to be a master in my field. I don't want to be a generalist. I want to open my mouth and talk and let kings, presidents sit down and get something that will change their nations. That's my goal. You get the point? So if this framework of blue flame strategy we're talking about is going to work, you need to understand this. You need to master it. You need to master it. So we're talking about precision. And why is it important? Because precision ignites influence and impact. Let's go back to the example I gave, Raul. So we said that he can master the goal that our vision is that in the next 10 years, between 2025 and 2035, we have a couple of goals. But one of our goals is that our private clinic will be so efficient, so high standard, that a president will take their presidential private jet from their nation, use their taxpayers' money, fuel that private jet, and come to Cameroon, not to meet the president of Cameroon, but to meet us in our clinic, and we treat that president and get paid some good money. Now, for that to happen, precision in the entire process of getting the clinic to that level is very important. Like I said, because precision ignites influence and impact. So the precision of leading that clinic in that whole process is going to create influence in a way that the influence now will now attract influential people into the clinic. That's the process. Because precision in what you do creates influence and impact. So refined genius amplifies your authority. Refined giftings, refined talent amplifies your authority. So making your work not just valuable, but transformative in the eyes of others. For all of us here, that should be your goal. In everything that you do, that's why in agriculture, in education, in healthcare, in everything that you do, one of your major goals should be that you so refine your genius. All of you are genius in your own right. Don't let what your school taught you because you failed exams or you're trying to pass exams. No. I used to be the last in school all throughout. Absolute last. Throughout primary school, I was the last. In secondary school, I have never had 10 average in my life. I was promoted on trial from Form 1 to Form 5. Okay, let's just promote him so that his mom will not pay double fees. That was one excuse they told me, actually. I'm serious, right? I was not the smartest in high school either. Never been. But thank God I did not allow my school background to define the quality of my genius. There's a way my brain thinks that the school system cannot understand it. but the world values it. The world pays for this brain. You get the point? So we need to understand that your refined genius, your refined talent, your refined giftings, when you refine this, it amplifies your authority. Let me tell you something. You want to be respected in your nation. The fastest way to do that is to refine the things that you do. Because when you refine your genius and your talent and your skills, it amplifies your authority. It amplifies your authority. It makes your work not just valuable, but transformative. So all of this was to lay the foundation on the blue flame quadrant. Now, the blue flame framework. Now, the blue flame framework in helping you to unlock value, your highest value and influence and wealth and impact is broken down into 4 quadrants. And we started talking about this. The quadrant A is passion. I already spoke about that, passion. So this is where you need to understand, what do you love doing? What excites you and what energizes you? And of course, you must not build a career around passion. It's possible to build a career around something you don't love. People are making millions from sectors they hate. It's happening too, right? So nothing wrong with that. But some people have grown to develop passion for that sector. But again, passion is just you making sure that you love what you do, because it's important. Talking about the blue flame strategy, right? And you from this level, you're operating from that perspective where you understand that the energy that you put in the work that you do is more critical than your effort. You see, effort without the right energy will not produce the right result. Effort without the right mindset, without the right heart, without the right attitude will not produce the right result. And that's why passion is important, because passion gives you energy, not exhaustion. Passion gives you energy and not exhaustion, right? Because if you're doing something that you're passionate about, you will never be exhausted, because that passion gives you that energy. So sometimes, for example, look at the work that you do. What activities makes time disappear and quickens your inner fire? That is something you're passionate about, right? And then one thing I love about passion is that passion creates this emotional resonance in the work that you do, because true passion will trigger you to have deep emotional connection to your career, to your business, and to what you're building. And this emotional resonance now gives birth to creating unstoppable drive and lasting commitments to your craft. You see, the secret to lasting commitment to your craft is true passion that is fueled by purpose. Because if you are going to do excellent things in your career, in your business, you need that unstoppable drive, that lasting commitment to your craft. For example, I have the patience to read a book that is 1,000 pages, as long as I know what I want to get from that book. So my books, these books are very big books. I have the patience to read them. The passion is there, the commitment is there. I don't care how big a book is. If I know that there's something in that book that I need, I will read it and I'll get it. There was a time I read a book that is more than 1,000 pages in 28 days. I was reading like 4 hours a day, just trying to consume as much as I can from that book, because I am passionate about the work I do. The passion is so critical that nothing can stop me from paying the price to get it, right? And one thing I love about passion is that passion gives birth to sustainable discipline. Anybody who is passionate will sustain discipline in whatever they are doing. Sustained discipline. Why? Because passion will give you that energy and that drive to sustain your momentum, even through setbacks and through challenges. One of the best show me somebody who easily transforms challenges into stepping stones, challenges into opportunities, challenges into mastery. I will show you someone who is passionate about what they're doing. Passionate about what they're doing. And lastly, one thing about passion is that passion gives birth to influence. Why? Because your passion is contagious. Your passion is contagious. If you have ever done something here and somebody says, I just like the way you do it. It makes it so easy and it's so fun. It's so nice. I love seeing you doing this. Because there's a way that when you're passionate about something, it creates influence. It draws people to you because passion is energy. Passion has a voice. Passion has a voice. If you're doing something and you're not passionate, a human being on the other side can perceive that this is not your thing. You don't like it. The same as if what you're doing, you're passionate about it, the human being on the other side will receive the energy of passion from you. It's the same like when you're serving your clients, when you are treating your patients, whatever you're doing as a service provider. If you're standing at that particular moment, serving your client, and you love it, and there is passion, I guarantee you there's a kind of energy that leaves from you and flows to that person. At some point, apart from you having a good service, they just like to come to your business because they are just drawn to you. It's also a spiritual perspective. They are just drawn to you because there's a kind of energy that you emit that causes them to just desire to be around you. They desire just to talk to you. So the first quadrant under the blue flame framework is passion. Make sure that your passion is genuine, your passion is authentic, and your passion is critical in what you're doing. Quadrant B, the second quadrant that we spoke about earlier, is significant skills, high-level skills, high-level skills. Like we said earlier on, passion on its own is not enough, but passion that has a strong relationship with your skill set, not just any kind of skills, but high-level skills is very important. So this is where you begin to ask questions like, what am I excellent at as far as my industry and my work is concerned? I want to challenge all of you. After this teaching, go write this question down and try to answer it. Ask yourself, what am I excellent at as far as my job, my business, or my industry is concerned? In other words, you're asking yourself, what can you do at an elite level in your industry, in the work that you do? What can you do at a very high performing level? That's what I'm talking about. In your industry right now, in your business right now, what can you do at that elite level that an average person would not be able to do? That somebody who is not serious with their life and destiny cannot effortlessly do. Here's what I always say. I always set up in this business of speaking, training, coaching, consulting, analysis, and solving problems. I want to operate at a level where an unserious speaker cannot compete with me for a second. If you give us 5 minutes to talk, with the price I pay to be good at what I do, and an unserious person stand beside me and talk, 5 minutes, let there be clarity, very clear clarity that this guy, he operates at his own level. It's a mission, it's a goal. So it should be one of your goals. As a serious person in my industry, there should be something I can do at an elite level that an unserious person cannot come near me. If we start to do the same thing, let there be clarity that no, this person pays the price daily to become the best at what they do. That's what I'm talking about here in this quadrant number 2. High-level skills. High-level skills, where you begin to pay the price to identify the skills where you operate effortlessly at a level others even struggle to reach. This is where you pay the price to do what I call refining your skills through practice. Because mastery is not innate. We are not born with mastery. No, mastery is built through deliberate practice. Mastery is built through refinement. Mastery is built through relentless improvement. You cannot read something and become a master. Reading is good, but that is knowledge acquisition. But knowledge practice is the higher form of knowledge development. So in all of you as professionals and stakeholders in your various industries, one of the highest things you have to pay the price consistently to do is to build high-level skills through deliberate practice, through consistent refinement of your skills, through relentless improvement. Don't be that kind of professional where there are some things that you only do. There's something I call, please, avoid examination mindset. You know examination mindset? All of us did that in school. During the first few weeks, nobody's reading in the night. Nobody reads in the night. Few weeks to examination. We all read in the night. We all go for preps. We all go to friend's house to study. Even people like me that were terrible in school and could not pass one single exam. Nobody reads. In the first week of school resumption, nobody cares. In the first month, nobody cares. Second month, nobody cares. But 2 weeks, 3 weeks to examination, my goodness, come and see marathon reading. That is what I call examination mindset. You will never be a high performer in your industry if you only practice, relentless improvement only when you want to go and do something. No, that is for babes. That's for average people. That's for the masses. You are not an average person. As long as you are and maintain this community, that is one of the things that you're forbidden from doing. Create a system around you where every single day is an opportunity for relentless improvement and refinement of your high-level skills. That's your responsibility. And then the next point on the high-level skills, that's quadrant B, is know how to leverage your age. Everybody has an age. Everybody has an age, right? So capitalize on that unique angle. Capitalize on that unique approach that gives your skill a market differentiating advantage. So the question here you begin to ask is, what is the unique angle I have as a professional that many people in my industry cannot have? What is that unique angle? I know my unique angle. But what is a unique angle? This is where that's the meaning of leveraging on your age or leveraging on your unique angle. Tap into it. But many people don't even know about leveraging on their unique angle because they don't even know their unique angle. But every human being has their unique angle. It could be the school that you went to. It could be the businesses you have failed in. It could be the jobs that you have done. It could be the different industries that you have been into. It could be the different experiences and backgrounds that you're coming from. That gives you a unique angle that many people do not have. For example, there are a lot of things that I understand about life that majority of the young people cannot understand because of my background. It gives me a unique perspective about human psychology, about hard work, about producing results, about how the world works, and so many other things. So I tap into it. Please, your past should not define you, but your past, you can create value from your past and build a better future from it. Because there are experiences you went through that you will not find on Google, you will not find on any book. They're unique to you, and they're a unique approach to your destiny. Tap into it. And last point under high-level skills in this quadrant number 2 is what I call scalability of excellence. Scalability of excellence. Now, please, all of you in this community must master scalability of excellence. If you are taking notes, if you have written scalability of excellence, star it. I used to be in school. Start it very well. That you see this point. This point that is very important to me, very important to my destiny. Scalability of excellence. Let me explain. Your your high level skills, your elite skills can be packaged into systems, can be packaged into solutions, can be packaged into products to scale impact and revenue. A skill that you cannot package, you cannot scale it. Many people are broke and struggling because they have good skills, but they don't know how to package that skill because you only scale what you package. You see that now? So scalability of excellence just means that you know how to package your elite skills, your high level skills in a way that is either a system, is either a solution, is either a product, is either a service that can create impact in the life of somebody and bring revenue into your life. For example, there was a program that we did in our center, and I did that. It was not a training program, but like we created a certification program to help certify people who have developed some form of skills and practice to the work that they do, but they are not able to show proof that they have skills in this area. So that was me practicing scalability of excellence, because your certificate is a system. If you have ever gone through any program, you've gone through your school, the certificate they gave you, that certificate is a system to show proof. It's the package of your knowledge. So if somebody reads that certificate, they'll say that, oh, this lady has an MBA in finance. That is your elite skills in finance packaged. So you can now use that MBA or that first degree and convince an employer that you have these elite skills in finance. So all of you, in everything that you do, you have to master scalability of excellence, how to scale the skills that you're excellent at. And how do you do this? By packaging the skills in a way that somebody can understand it, in a way that somebody can pay for it, in a way that can impact the life of somebody. Let me use, who should I use? I've used Durant and these people for so long. Let me look for somebody whose video is on. I like using people whose videos are on. Now, let me use this guy with Gilead Careers. What's her name? What's her name? You see, I've over think about your business name. Sometimes I forget your name. George, that's your name, George. Gilead Career Consulting. Now, George is into career consulting and coaching and so many things in that area. Now, I want to pick a skill that is not common and try to practice scalability of excellence around it. Now, let me pick the skill of local recruitment. That's a skill, local recruitment. Now, because George plays in the Cameroon market, he's a stakeholder there. He provides speaking engagements around CV writing, job preparation, job market readiness, and all of that. Now, there are foreign NGOs coming to Cameroon. There are foreign companies coming to Cameroon. But these guys don't know how the Cameroon job landscape operates. But George has this skill that, but if you call George now and say, George, I need 2 accountants, George will find a way and get you 2 accountants. But George has not packaged that skill in a way that is a high premium solution. You see the difference? But he didn't know that he can call it like that. So scalability of excellence is you take things that you can do so well and could name them and package them in a way that you can present and somebody will understand the value and the impact it will create in their life, and they'll pay for it. So George now say, local recruitment solutions for international agencies in Cameroon. Now, this was something that he could do, but he has never given a name to it. He has never packaged it. You see the difference? He has never created something around it. So scalability of excellence is, what are those things that you can do so well, but it has no name, it has no structure, it has no system. Nobody can understand it, that you can do it. You package it, give it a name, highlight the benefits and the impacts that that thing can do in the life of somebody, that skill can do in the life of an organization. Then you master how to distribute it, how to market it, how to monetize it, and how to keep on repeating the process. That's the meaning of scalability of excellence. All of you here, you have experiences and skills that you have developed throughout your life, that if you practice scalability of excellence, you will have so much value that you can sell to so many people. And for some of you who are workers, this is one of the pathways for you to create passive income as a professional, by scaling your excellence, scaling your skills. The last point under high-level skills in this quadrant B is what I call demand-driven expertise. Demand-driven expertise is linked to scalability of excellence. And this is where you have the understanding that the most valuable skills solve real problems. Proof that your skill is valuable is that it solves real problems. So demand-driven expertise. So for you to be indispensable in your market, you need to ensure that your valuable skills are solving real world problems. It's going to help you a lot. So anything that you call a skill right now in your life, sometimes here's what I always do: draw a table. On the left, you list out your high-level skills. On the right, begin to list out what are real problems in my industry, real problems in my present organization, real problems here and there that this skill can address it, this skill can address it, this skill can address it. Go and do it. Some of you will be surprised that you will see skills that you need to package. You need to practice scalability of excellence and package it for greater impact in what you do. Now, the third quadrant under this framework of Blue Flame framework is what I call relevance in the market. Relevance in the market. Relevance in the market. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What the world needs, what problems exist that your skills can solve. I've been talking about that already, but it's an independent quadrant on its own. What problems exist that your skills can solve? It could be in your industry, in your present organization, in your nation, in your generation, what that means to you. But the goal here is that you understand that with the urgent problems in your industry, and I always encourage people to stand out, always look for urgent problems. People, in most industries, people run away from urgent problems, but elite people go to urgent problems. So what urgent problems are in your industry that you can solve with your skills? Because the principle is, the more urgent the problem, the higher the demand for a solution. That's the principle. It's a powerful principle to understand. The more urgent the problem, the higher the demand for a solution. So look at your industry as a player. What are the urgent problems right now in my country, in my industry, in my city right now? What are they? Because around those urgent problems, there are higher demand for a solution. What does that mean? It therefore means that if you define and create a solution around that problem and position it very well and market it very well, you will sell without struggling. Marketing will be easier for you because you're solving a problem that there is high demand for the solution. That's why I like this kind of problem solving. You don't need to invest so much in marketing. You don't need to invest so much in crafting the solution so well, packaging it so well, and then making sure that you communicate it so well that when people who have the urgent problem hear about it, they will run to it and pay immediately. They'll pay for it immediately. So you train yourself to operate at that level. A few points under this is understand how to future-proof your solutions. How to future-proof your solutions. What does that mean? Come to a place where you focus on emerging, sometimes long-term problems to stay ahead of the trends and also ensure long-term relevance. So you're not only looking for urgent problems, you're also looking for long-term problems that you can solve for the next 30 years and they'll be there. For example, George is in the career sector, there will always be unemployment, right? Companies will always be looking for employees. But in the midst of all of this, there are still urgent problems in this industry. So he needs to be good at solving urgent problems, but at the same time, also solving emerging problems and long-term problems. So in your industry right now, in what you're doing right now, have you seen urgent problems? If not, look for it. Every industry has it. Number two, look for emerging problems. Number three, look for long-term problems. If you solve these three types of problems, you will always be in business, you will always make money. I've given you one of the most powerful secrets in business. If you are always solving urgent problems, long-term problems, emerging problems, you will always be in business. You will always be in business. Always. That's under the quadrant of relevance. You get that? Now, one thing about this relevant quadrants is the power of emotions. Why is this important? Because solutions that meet both emotional desires and functional needs create deeper market resonance. Let me tell you something. If you're able to create a solution that meets emotional needs and meets functional needs, you always sell that solution. That's why sometimes when I'm having a sales discussion, I'm trying to pitch something to somebody, I try to find an emotional need in their life to connect my solution to it. Now, let me use George again. Let's say there's a young man that came to George, and that young man needs to scale his career, get a better job. The young man has a job right now, but it's not a well-paying job, needs a better job, all of that. And then George discovers that, oh, this young man is still single. Now George can begin to tailor his private coaching in that area. And he can make it like a joke, we have this one-on-one job search coaching service that the goal of this coaching service is to help you get a job in international agencies or embassies like the United States embassies or United Nations agencies or international NGOs in the country. That's where we're able to do that. We have success stories. And in that place, you can really get a good, high quality lady to get married to. He will say like a joke, but he has planted a seed in the heart of that young man that is touching an emotional spot. You see the game? So when you're selling anything, sometimes when you're having a discussion with a client or a group of people, try to find where's an emotional spot that they can touch and hit something that is going to cause them to see that, my goodness, they need my solution in order to succeed and achieve their aspirations. So the idea here is structure your solution in a way that it meets both the emotional desires, and of course, the functional needs of the people. The next point here I want to talk about under relevance is what I call cultural and market alignment. It's very important in this dispensation. If you are building any career that will last, if you're building any business that will last, please, please be conscious of cultural alignment and market alignment. How do you adapt your skills? How do you adapt your solutions to fit the evolving cultural narratives, the evolving market demands for maximum impact? Because the world is changing. Culture is impacting the way people think. Culture is impacting the things that people like. You see that now. So when you are packaging your skills, when you're packaging your solutions and your ideas and your value, don't forget cultural alignment. For example, there's a way the millennials and the Gen Zs, that's different cultures, different settings. If you're marketing on Facebook, have you ever taken time to look at your data to check where do your followers come from? If you have followers from Nigeria, followers from Ghana, followers from Equatorial Guinea, followers from different settings, that needs to start giving you some information. Oh, I have people from different cultural settings that there's a way I need to craft my content and my solution in a way that it fits the evolving cultural landscape and the market landscape. Oh my goodness, already more than 1 hour of talking. Okay, let me round up with the last quadrant in this framework, which is monetization. Monetization. So if you look at the way this framework, this blue flame framework is flowing, it's one of those frameworks that I know without doubt, if anybody implements it, they're going to make sure amount of money from their skills or from their business. If you're already in business, whatever you're doing and you want to scale it, it's one of those frameworks that you can use and scale what you're doing and double your income. Very possible, double your impact. So the fourth quadrant, which is the last quadrant, and then we are done, is monetization. This is where you're asking the question, what people will pay for. Where is the financial value as far as my skill set are concerned, as far as my services, my products, what I'm offering is concerned? Where is the financial value? Maybe people never ask this question, like all of you right now, in all the things that you have been doing, where is the financial value? People just do guesswork, try and error. Will they buy? They may buy. They will not buy. I'm thinking they may buy. Oh, I'm assuming they will buy. Many people have never sat down to really ask the question, but in everything I am offering, in all of these services I have, where is the financial value? What will people pay for? If you have never asked that question in the things that you do, write me in the chat box. I want to do a survey. Write me in the chat box. Don't lie. Don't tell lies. I will use prophecy and discover you. Tell me. I just want to do a quick research, to be sure. You see that now? And this is one of the reasons whereby many people don't get to know what that. You see, there are many of you here that what you have can make you millions every month. But the point is, either you're minimizing it or you have not harnessed it. That's the challenge. And it is questions like this that puts you up to begin to see. For example, go take everything you're doing right now and begin to ask one question after this question in all these areas. What is the financial value in this service that I have? Go and, all of you that are workers, go and list all your skills and ask yourself, what is the financial value attached to this skill? What kind of problem can I solve with this skill? And what is the financial value attached to it? You will be blown up, because I did this for myself. I was like, what? I was like, I even have a skill that somebody can pay even 50 million for it. It depends on who you're serving. It's possible. You see that now? So in this quadrant number 4 of monetization, you're asking the question, where is the financial value in this process, in this service? And when you have the right understanding, this is when now you now push yourself to solve expensive problems because you know that, hey, I have the skills, I have the solutions, I have the offers, and there's financial value in it. So you might as well solve expensive problems. There are some of you that you are afraid to charge heavy fees for what you do. You are afraid to reach out for expensive problems because problems that are expensive means more money, as simple as the word implies. Sometimes I'll look at the waiter, what is the expensive problem here that I can solve? Because the perspective is the bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck, right? The bigger the problem, the bigger the paycheck. So here you're targeting the pain, the pain points that cost people time, money, and energy. An expensive problem is any problem that costs people time, costs them money, costs them energy. It's an expensive problem. And then under monetization, you need to master the art of positioning yourself for premium. Position as premium. Position as premium. This is a very important question for all of you to ask. As a professional in my sector, how can I position myself as premium? How can I position myself as a premium solution provider? Now, here's what I'm saying. In this stage, your mission, follow me carefully, your mission is to frame your solution, is to frame your skill as a high-value solution or high-value skill, not a commodity, not something just so common to have. Because the only way that you can command premium pricing is for you to position as premium solution provider. Hey, George, for example, there was a time I used to write CVs, for George who is in career services. And I used to charge 50,000 francs to write a 2-page CV for some group of people. And these were guys that were trying to get jobs in like management level jobs in banks, United Nations organizations, and all of that. When somebody comes out, I try to talk to them. So, what is your target job? And sometimes I was the one that used to encourage people to think big. I'll ask them, so which kind of job are you trying to get? They were just any kind of job. They'll call some small companies. I was like, but wait, based on their skill set, why can't you try to apply for jobs in embassies and United Nations offices and international companies? They're not thinking at that level. They are afraid that they don't have what it takes to go there. I said, no, don't be afraid. I can frame your CV in a way that it will qualify you to get your job at that international level. Then I'll charge a premium fee, 50,000 francs with a CV. And they'll happily pay because I have sold them the perspective of premium impact in their career, and I am positioning myself as a premium service provider. You see that now? So the goal here is to frame your solution as a high-value solution, not just as a mere commodity, not just as an average something. That's a challenge with many of us. You're not average. You're not average, right? Next is, under this point, is what I call emotional ROI, emotional returns on investment. For those accountants, they think of ROI in terms of money, but I have created my own. So I have what I call emotional returns on investment. Let me explain. You see, people pay more when they feel an emotional return on what you're offering. Let me say it again. Please write this down. You need this strategy. All of you in business, you need this. If you run a business right now, you need to understand how to practice this. People pay more when they feel an emotional return on what they're paying for. For example, people pay more for things that they know that will change their status, will increase their confidence, and will increase their fulfillment alongside the result. So, in other words, apart from the results that they will get from paying for your service, if your service can guarantee them that after using your product, their status in life will change, their confidence level will change, their fulfillment level will change, how they feel about themselves will change, I guarantee you, if you double the price, they will pay. If you double the price, they will pay. So, in your service, in your marketing, in your sales discussion, you're trying to ensure that you connect your offering to an emotional ROI. So let me go to MESPA. MESPA is into well-being and emotional, and not emotional. It's the well-being and what again? Weight loss and all of that. Now, if she's talking to a lady and she just noticed the way the lady talks, the way sometimes the lady's not looking at her face, the way the lady's just touching her hands, she can download and understand that this lady has low self-esteem, low self-confidence. So as Miss Pie is talking to her, she now makes sure that the sales discussion involves that, look, after you go through my weight loss programs or well-being program in 3 months, one of the things that will happen to you is that the quality of confidence that you will have in your body as a lady will change. Number 2, you will have the confidence to go to events that only a certain class of ladies can attend. When you talk like that, you are touching an emotional ROI that if you tell her that your offering is 100,000 francs for 2 weeks, you're going to pay for it. So what am I saying? In all the offers that you have, in all the solutions and your skills that you have, ask yourself this question: how can my skill cause somebody? How can my product, my service, cause somebody to change their status, to change their confidence, to change how they feel about themselves, plus the results that they will get? And then lastly is value communication. In all of this that we have said, mastering how to clearly articulate the tangible and intangible benefits of what you offer is very important. Knowing how to articulate, how to clearly communicate the tangible and intangible benefits of what you're offering is very important. And in communication, you don't read about communication and become a good communicator. You train to become a good communicator. You practice on how to pitch, on how to talk about what you're talking about. Practice it every day to be articulate. Practice every day to be effective in how you talk about it. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect communicator. None. But you can always improve every single day in how you communicate the value that you have to offer. All right, that is it for today. So I've covered framework number 2, and you guys will be surprised, not maybe surprised or not surprised, but I have skipped some points so we can be able to meet, the time that we had. So one framework literally can take me 2 hours to teach thoroughly so that you can understand. But I hope that this blue flame framework has given you some insights that will literally change the work that you do, change your business in a way that you would never remain the same. Tomorrow, same time, evening, same time, we are going to look at the third framework, which is called the Authority Acceleration Blueprint, one of my favorite frameworks. If you have always desired to, how do I grow my authority in my industry? Then I have a solution for you tomorrow, which is the third framework that we will be covering so far. I hope that you were blessed. You were blessed about this. This challenged you. This gave you practical insights that you will practice in your business and see results. Like I was sharing in the morning, I have a policy which is known as 72 hours execution policy, where when I learn something new, I challenge myself to try it in my life, in my career, in my business, in something, so that I keep it going, so that you avoid, there's something I call knowledge obesity. Many of you have knowledge obesity. Some of you have been my mentees for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. I have taught you the things that you know, the things that are in your notes. If you put them to work the right way, your life will never remain the same, but you have knowledge obesity. So much knowledge that you have stored, the execution is not there. Please stop knowledge obesity and practice the things that you are learning. Okay. Questions? There are questions, let me know.